The intro was amazing too. Yes, episodes four intro was better than all of the other intros, and all of the intros were amazing. Every single one, in my opinion, was amazing. Skip the credits. I bet you get a funny notification. I thought I did skip the credits, so maybe I didn't. I didn't even notice the credits do that if you don't side with him. That's pretty awesome. I figured that they see little touches like that. Little touches like that is what makes Telltale amazing. That even your choices matter when it comes to how the credits are presented to you. That's pretty cool. I think this episode had a lot of plot movements, bubbleless, but less character moments. Yeah, I liked, and I tend to slightly. I love both plot moments and character moments. I slightly lean towards the character moments, which is probably why I still am leaning slightly more towards, subjectively, episode 3 is my favorite. Don't forget the intro, yes. Awesome. Hashtag awesome. So 10 out of 10 stars, Angel Arts. I gave my reasons for making it not quite 10 out of 10, but it's definitely up there. Jared Rebels, I think he's done that previous Telltale credit scene, but it's a very different episode. I think about it, Safer being betrayed by super ticked off killing machine Jack who wants... Think about it, what is safer, being betrayed by super ticked off killing machine Jack who wants to kill Fiona, or not ticked off Jack? It probably is safer. It probably is safer to be betrayed by super ticked off killing machine Jack, but that does not necessarily mean it's the right answer. It's not necessarily the right thing to do. Because what was it the Dumbledore says? There's a difference between sometimes, what was the quote that Dumbledore said? It's sometimes big part of life is choosing between what is right and what is easy. The safer route is not necessarily the right route, but you could debate back and forth what is right and wrong. This is a very gray game. I mean, it's Borderlands. I'm not going to get into it, but for me, it was right for me. Doing what I did, ticking off Jack, was right for me. Either choice doesn't bring Vaughn back to me at the moment, so that's all that matters at this point. I'm thinking that I love about the series most is the quiet character moments. I agree with that too. Yeah, I just like how your choices made the one song you got from different. I chose to rule Hyperion in my playthrough. Feels a lot more satisfying, and I am going to need some help with fixing Pandora. And that choice was right for you. No, it's definitely the right answer. Is this the Q&A portion? Yes, it is the Q&A portion, so you can ask me anything that you want, whether it is related to this game or not. You can ask me whatever you want. And if you are not interested in that, then you guys are free to go. Thank you guys for staying with me. Sorry about all the technical difficulties, but I'm glad that we managed to get through them together as best as we could. Have you actually ever played the Borderlands games? I have not actually played any of the Borderlands games. Because he actually started as a hero, but every single person he trusted betrayed him. I'm sure he has a very complex history background, but keep in mind that I'm coming from this not knowing any of that. Not knowing any of that background at all. And I'm sure it is quite sad. Handsome Jack is the computerware, so he controls Reese to betray Fiona. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Shadow Wolfman, hi Angel Arts 99. Do you remember the birthday boy that thank you on his birthday? I'm him. I'm 21 years. Oh, I do remember that. Oh, happy birthday again, Shadow Wolfman. I do remember that. I'm glad you could make it. Mama Butts. Jack is actually quite nice to Reese if you think about it. He could easily just kill him, but no, he lets you rule with him. I still think the choice Sasha versus Vaughn is coming. No. Please, no. Telltale, do not do that. Please do not do that. That will destroy me. That will just destroy me if I have to make that choice. How do you feel about episode 4 of Liz? Of Life is Strange? Oh, definitely, hands down, the best of the 4 episodes so far. Not even a question. No contest. Episode 4, for many reasons, I thought was the best of the Life is Strange series, and I do explain more about why I think that at the end of the last episode recording. Okay, Angel Arts, in DRII, did you think Dragon Age Inquisition? Did you think Cole would sound like the way he does? I wasn't sure actually going in what I thought Cole would sound like. I think that Cole's voice actor, I forgot his name, but Cole's voice actor, his portrayal of Cole was better, far better than what I imagined Cole to sound like in when I was reading the book, when I was reading Asunder. So, yeah, going in, I wasn't sure really. I'd never really figured out in my head completely what he would have sounded like, but Cole's voice in Inquisition is 10 times better than what I would have ever imagined him to sound like. You could maybe watch Game Theory's video about Handsome Jack. That would be helpful, probably. I think that would, actually. I love Game Theory's videos, and learning more about Handsome Jack would be really neat. It's actually my birthday today, too. Happy birthday, Hijack Rules. Happy birthday. I really think a Borderlands movie would work with the right director. I think Quentin Tarantino or Matthew Vaughn have the right style and tonalities that would make a good Borderlands movie adaptation. I think that's a good point. Are there any new games that you've been thinking about playing lately? Yes. I'm always interested in trying out some of the other Telltale games, older Telltale games, Let's Plays, like, for example, the Monkey Island series. I am still looking into the possibility of recording one of the Persona games, but I'm running into the issue of not being able to record off of a console. I'm trying to see if there's a way for me to easily record the games directly off of PC, but I'm having issues with that. I want to record Persona, I just haven't been able to. I also want to try to Let's Play Resident Evil, the most recent Resident Evil games, because especially now that they said that they were going to do a re-release, a reboot of Resident Evil 2, which is awesome. I would be totally all over that, because Resident Evil 2 is my personal favorite of all of the Resident Evils. I can see myself doing a replay of that, a playthrough of that, when it comes out. But in the meantime, I would love to do Resident Evil Revelations. Revelations? I feel like it's Revelations. Both the first one and the second one, if I have the time. The other thing I've been wanting to do is actually play through the Uncharted series. I wanted to play the Uncharted series from Uncharted 1 because I haven't played through any of them, really. I started playing through the first one for like the first hour or two, and then I stopped just because I got busy. Especially since Uncharted 4 was announced, so I might be looking into that. So if you have any opinions on any of those games that I just called out, let me know, because that may determine what I end up playing new next. Oh gosh, you guys are trying to catch up with what you're saying. Yeah, I know, I'm sharing some information, and he grows a hatred towards Vault Hunters, and bandits, since they were the ones who betrayed him, and in Borderlands 2 you end up killing the last remaining members of the people that he trusts, loves. This might be a spoiler for some of you. His daughter and his girlfriend, and also you shot Bud Stallion. Sorry. I often watch your LPs at bedtime, so sometimes I miss things. I like how you got all those awesome Nug mounts in your first game, Let's Play Dragon Age Inquisition. How? You got all those Nug mounts. Oh, I just saved up a lot of money, I guess, and I got the golden Nug. I often, anyone who is interested in the credit song for this is Twin Shadow, To the Top. My birthday is on January 18th. Ah, okay. James Norton, Angel Arts, that's the voice actor's name. Thank you. James Norton was awesome as Cole. I admit I knew that what ending choice you made in episode 4 and was looking forward to it, because Jack forcing Reese to do his bidding is kind of my fetish. All right. Well, I guess that's a drink, I guess. Mama Bets, thank you for joining us. Thank you. With this only having one episode left have you thought about what you could live stream after? I'm not sure. I don't know. It's a good question. I'd have to think about it. I don't know. That's a very good question. After, I mean, clearly we still have Tales from the Borderlands. I think I'm pretty much probably gonna live stream most of the upcoming Telltale games. Like if Telltale games, I'm not sure how soon we're gonna get the Minecraft Telltale games. So I'm probably gonna live stream that. I'm probably gonna live stream the I think Marvel. I think Telltale said they were doing a Marvel game as well, so I'll probably live stream that as well. I'll take a look at the game theory on my own time. Who do you think the kidnapper is? The kidnapper. I don't. Which kidnapper? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Fry. Sorry. Just the sheer mention of Vaughn's name and arc is gone. I fall into fantasy. Would you be interested in playing Sam and Mac Angel Hearts? Yes, yes, that's another one. I would love to play Sam and Max. It would have been effed up if the kidnapper was full assembled Gortys. Oh, the kidnapper. You mean the stranger at the beginning? Who do I think the kidnapper is? I have a kidnapper. That's a good question. The kidnapper is Handsome Jack taking over a cyborg body. That's Handsome Jack taking over a cyborg body. That's who I think the kidnapper is. I don't know. That's just my best guess. Did you hear about the new King's Quest episode? I have. Episodic game that came out almost a month ago. I have. I'm not sure if that might be another thing on my list to let's play. I haven't fully committed to it, but yes, that probably would be interesting for me to play. Would love to see an Uncharted LP. You should play Uncharted. Stranger is Vaughn. You think so? You think the stranger is Vaughn? I don't know. I don't feel like that's the case. To be fair, that Game Theorist episode wasn't a theory, it was just what happened as it was what happened in the games. Also, I think the kidnapper is Felix, as the costumes are similar. Oh, that's interesting if Felix wasn't... Oh, please let the... I don't think I was going to say, oh, please let the kidnapper be Scooter just so he would be alive, but I don't see that being Scooter. I don't think that's Scooter at all. Felix is the costumes are similar, and Felix had the yellow eye thing, and so does the kidnapper. That's interesting. That would be an interesting plot twist. You might be onto something there. Wonky or sorry, the Uncharted LP I would totally watch. I kind of forgot the sombrero was there. It just blends in now. Thank you. I had to step out for a while. Which were the games Hart just said? I'm sure you didn't think. You can watch the video when it's on YouTube and find out. I think I read a couple people theorizing that it'd be someone from the main Borderlands games that people who have only played Telltales wouldn't know about. Ah, so you buy them. Thanks. This is my first time watching you on Twitch. I really enjoy it, and we'll come back for sure. Well, thank you, I Fall Into Fantasy. I appreciate that. I'm always glad to have you back. I miss everything. Dang, tell me, guys, have you laughed hard when the gun scene... Yes! Oh, yes. The gun scene was epic. Marvel is in 2017. Okay. Have you finished playing Back to the Future? I have not yet. I only have finished episode 2. I haven't started episode 3 yet, but I've been on my honeymoon, guys, so I haven't been able to do much playing / recording. Hopefully I will be able to get back into Back to the Future and get that done. Kidnapper is Vaughn, totally confirmed. Yeah, who is the kidnapper? Seriously, I have no idea. The kidnapper is Scooter, confirmed. I think the kidnapper is the jailer. My guess is Felix as well. I mean, Herfry, it does make sense. But really, I think kidnapper is a vault hunter. Maybe Zero. Maybe. Alright, guys. Are you wearing your sombrero to your dinner? Probably not. I don't think so. Although it would make sense because, you know, we went to Mexico for our honeymoon, so maybe it might make sense if I just can't let go of my time there. Guys, I'm gonna give you a few more minutes if you have anything else you want to ask me or discuss about. Otherwise, I'm just gonna end. So this is your chance to interact with me and talk to me about whatever you want. Otherwise, we will close. King's Quest 2015. is pretty good. Apparently, the complete collection has an exclusive playable epilogue additional episode. Go on, wear it. Favorite TV show, Wonky or Star? So I had put up a YouTube video talking about in my playlist somewhere where I ranked my top 10 TV shows, actually top 20, like top 10 TV shows from when I was a younger kid, and then top 10 TV shows when I'm older now. So if you go to my, I think it's in my vlogs, I think I have like an announcements vlogs playlist, and it's in there somewhere, where I talk about that. It's in like part of my one of my anniversary, like year anniversary Q&A session, and I spend a good amount of time talking about my favorite TV shows. But off the top of my head, the TV shows I'm following right now that I enjoy, Walking Dead, obviously. I'm a big fan of Walking Dead right now. Modern Family is a big show that I enjoy comedy-wise. Or I've started to watch Orange is the New Black. I haven't really finished this first season yet, but I am enjoying it. I wouldn't say it's far from my favorite, but it's a good show. I've been wanting to watch some of the more recent superhero shows recently, like Arrow and The Flash and Gotham. I tried watching the Shield one, and it was okay, but it didn't really get me hooked. Yeah, so those are, I guess, current shows that I enjoy watching or would like to start watching. The Kidnapper, I haven't the slightest clue, man. The Leopard Story. Okay, yes, The Leopard Story. Okay, so I am going to explain this more. I can tell you guys about The Leopard Story. I'm going to explain this more in a honeymoon video. I'm going to show the honeymoon video so you can actually see the clips of this. But I'll tell you the leopard story right now. So the deal with that is that on my African safari, one of the things that we did on the safari was we went to this private, I guess, this private, it's like a national park, but it's private, and it's acres and acres and acres and acres of land that, you know, the animals, the wild animals of Africa roam around. And it's part of the much larger safari park called Kruger National Park, which is in South Africa. Anyway, our guide was awesome. He was an amazing guide. We were in this Jeep. One of the first things people told me was to roll up the windows. Whatever you do when you're in the safari, roll up the windows, because of that poor lady that got attacked by the lion. One of the first things that I noticed when I got into this Jeep is it's a completely open Jeep. Like, there is no windows to this Jeep. So I thought, well, that thing is out of the question now. I heard, though, that from numerous guides that the reason why these attacks do happen is because it's normally people who are not associated with the park, like people who are not guides, who do not understand reading animals. Like, they don't understand. Sometimes animals just have a really bad day, or just having a really bad day, and they're agitated, and they don't want anyone to get near them. And they do give signals. They do give signals to you if they don't want you to come close. But quite often, when tourists come over there and they're driving around the park, they don't necessarily know or don't necessarily can tell the difference between an animal just doing something because they're doing something versus an animal doing something to tell you, back off, don't come closer. And quite often, the animals that they've had the most incidents with are elephants, because, you know, if a tourist comes and they see an elephant like flapping its ears, the tourist might think, oh, isn't that cute? Isn't that adorable? The elephant's flapping its ears. Let me go drive up closer to it. And then, of course, that ends up ticking off the elephant, and he's like, all right, I warned you. And elephants will charge. If they get angry, they will charge your van. And he showed us this spot where the elephant charged the van and then dragged the van across the street into a tree, breaking the tree, snapping the tree trunk in half. And he showed us the tree trunk, the snapped tree trunk there, where the elephant had, you know, charged this truck because the people didn't know any better. Fortunately, nobody got seriously injured. The truck was pretty much totaled, but the elephant eventually stopped and left. Yeah, as long as you can read the animals like the guides do, you're safe. You're fine. The other thing that they tell you is that when you're in these jeeps, the animals that are roaming around are used to those jeeps. They're used to the shape. To them, it's just another creature. It's another animal that just makes weird, loud noises, and it doesn't really bother them. They just leave them alone. But you are told specifically for your safety to not stand up, because the moment you stand up, then the shape of the jeep, the shape changes, and when the shape changes, the animals then go, "What the f is that?" And then they might be, on guard. They might feel threatened, because quite often some animals, when they're trying to threaten other animals, they stand up. They change their shape to look bigger. So if you're ever in Africa, just keep that in mind, that as long as you follow those rules, it's all good, it's fine. But anyway, back to the leopard story. Sorry about that. Just thought I would give you some interesting tidbits of information from the honeymoon on the safari. We were driving around because it was sort of like a nocturnal hunt, looking for animals. Not a hunt like shooting them, but hunting them to watch them, to observe them. And what happened was we ended up finding drag marks across the ground, and our guide told us that these drag marks mean that some animal probably made a kill and is dragging off somewhere else to feed on it. And he thought it probably is a leopard. And leopards actually, when they have a kill, they typically take the kill up a tree and they eat the animal on the tree. So we were looking around trying to track this leopard, and we ended up finding a monkey carcass. But there was no leopard around. However, there was a group of elephants nearby. So then our guide says, "Oh, okay, I know what happened. I bet you the elephants scared off the leopard. But that's okay, because the sun is about to go down and elephants aren't really active during the day. So the elephants will leave once the sun goes down. And when it does, we'll come back, because the leopard will almost certainly return to claim what is rightfully hers." So we had a little bit of a picnic on the hood of the truck, basically. Watched this beautiful sunset, like Lion King-esque sunset. I'll show pictures. And then we came back at night with our flashlights to see if we can find the leopard. And lo and behold, there it was. There was like 6 other trucks watching it, and it was kind of cool because we were literally like a paparazzi. Like, people are snapping pictures. The leopard doesn't mind. It's feeding on its food. It eventually gets up and made eye contact with my fiance, with Colin. Walked right up to the truck. If Colin wanted to, he could have reached over and touched him, but he decided against it. And we basically not escorted the leopard, but kind of followed her or him. It was just a beautiful sight. We followed this animal around for a good 30 minutes. And then at some point, the leopard looked towards a specific direction. And the guide thought, aha, I know what the leopard's about to do, I bet you. Because in that direction where she's facing, there's a watering hole over there. And I bet you she's thinking about going over there for a drink. So we actually left the other 6 jeeps, got a head start, went straight to the watering hole, and lo and behold, 15 minutes later, in comes this beautiful leopard and starts drinking like a little kitty cat drinking milk out of a dish from this watering hole. And I got a beautiful video of the cat or the leopard drinking from the watering hole with the moonlight, and you can see the reflection, sees its reflection as it's drinking. It's beautiful, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I'll be posting that video up, and I loved it. There was so many awesome things about the honeymoon, but that was just one of the highlights that we had. So sorry that it was a little bit long, but I thought it would be kind of interesting to talk about the leopard story. You're welcome, Crown V. I'm glad you could join us. Angel Arts, will you do a live playthrough for the miniseries Walking Dead coming sometime this year? I will do a playthrough. I might live stream it. I'm not sure. I may live stream it. We will see. Troy Baker, this whole episode was amazing, and oops, I'm drooling over the menu screen again. Also, do you want a second series of Wolf Among Us Series 2 Angel Arts? I would, of course. I mean, I love that universe. I enjoyed the graphic novel Fables, which is what The Wolf Among Us is based off of. I was a big fan of Fables even before I knew that Telltale existed. So, of course, I would love to go back to that. I would love for that to come back, especially if Little Boy Blue is in season 2, because Little Boy Blue is one of my favorites. He is my favorite character, I think, in that series. My second favorite character. Oh, but Fry, it's so hard. It fluctuates. My top 3 characters in Fables, amazing. You need to read the graphic novel to understand. My top 3 favorite characters is Little Boy Blue, Cindy, or Cinderella. Cinderella's amazing in that series. And Fry, Flycatcher. Flycatcher. Yes, not Fry. Flycatcher. My top 3 characters. I can't choose between the 3 of them who's my favorite because they keep changing depending on what's happening on the story. They're just awesome. So, to answer your question, yes. Hark, do you have watched Once Upon a Time? I highly recommend it. I have not watched a full episode, but I want to. I've seen clips of it, like I saw clips of the Frozen, when Frozen characters came on, just because I thought that was kind of fun. But I do want to watch the series. That's probably a series I need to really, start Netflixing. Because I think that show would be right up my alley. The Flash makes me cry. It's total feels train. Oh my gosh! I caught Angel Art stream just for a little bit. Unfortunately, I'm here doing some Q&A. Wildlife Preserve, yes. Wildlife Preserve is probably the best way to describe what I was talking about. Angel Arts, are you interested in the live stream of Series 3 of Walking Dead? Absolutely. Live streaming Walking Dead? I'm not sure. See, the reason why I hesitate from playing The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead tends to be the kind of game that it's better suited for me to play on my own because it's such an emotional game. The chats and everything can be distracting, and it can pull me out of the mood. It can easily distract me from what's happening on the screen, especially if it's something very deep and emotional. It's okay for games like Borderlands because, yes, there's emotional moments, but for the most part, it's just a fun game. It's just a fun game, whereas with a game like The Walking Dead, the tone is a lot more intimate. It's a lot more intimate to me, and I feel that I will have a better experience if I just play it on my own instead of doing it with a live audience. That's the only reason why I hesitate from live streaming Walking Dead Season 3, but at the minimum, I am definitely going to be recording it, so hopefully that makes sense. I didn't know Series 3 had been confirmed. I assumed Michonne was the 3rd one. Oh, okay. The Michonne one, I might live stream though. I might. I'll think about it. I'm back. I quit after Jack told Reese about the trapdoor. What ending Hark picked? Not siding with Hyperion. Not ruling over Hyperion. I fall into fantasy. Telltale's confirmed it. Yes, check out Telltale forums to get more info. Thanks for the advice, Hark. You're welcome. I don't know what advice I gave you, but you're welcome. What was Hark's reaction to Reject ending? You'll see it. That sounds cute with the watering hole. Thank you. That sounds amazing. The safari is one thing I love to do. I tell you though, if after going on a safari like that, I cannot go to a zoo anymore. I just can't, because it's just, by comparison, there really is no comparison. Just watching the animals in their in their own habitat. First of all, they look a lot happier. Some of those zoos, I'm sure zookeepers take care of their animals the best that they can. But, when you live your life in a cage, Animals tend to be lethargic, they tend to be complacent, and not that they're unhappy necessarily. I think some animals in zoos, depending on the conditions of zoos, can be unhappy, but I feel like they're just nothing beats seeing them free to roam in the wild and just seeing them play with each other, seeing them, interact with each other, or just minding their own business, or even kills. Like I have seen animals like hunt, or at least attempt to hunt some of the other animals, and it's just a really interesting, circle of life, really. Just to watch them up close and just letting them do their thing, and it's just an amazing experience. I highly recommend that to be something in your bucket list. If you like animals or if you like nature, it's an amazing experience. Highly recommend it. Your Wolf Among Us playthroughs got me into graphic novels, so thanks, because I love them so far. I'm on number 4. They get better. I highly recommend reading those graphic novels. I don't read very much graphic novels, but that is by far probably my favorite graphic novel series that I've ever read to date. If Fiona and Vaughn were Vault Hunters in Borderlands 3, would you play it? If Fiona and Reese were Vault Hunters in Borderlands 3, would you play it? I don't know. If Vaughn was in Borderlands, I would seriously consider it. If Vaughn was in Borderlands, if shirtless Vaughn was a Vault Hunter in Borderlands 3, I would definitely play it. I would definitely play it. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Terrible. I will take whatever drugs I need to take to combat my motion sickness, my simulation sickness, whatever, hypnotism, the seasick band things. I will do whatever it takes to play Borderlands 3 with shirtless Vaughn. Whatever it takes to combat my motion sickness to play that game. Okay, anyway, moving right along. Move on. Let us move on. Heck yeah, I would totally play Borderlands 3 if it featured Telltale's characters. I personally don't see how they would fit. They aren't really fighting characters. That is true. I mean, it would have to be a totally different game at that point. You should play Borderlands series, not the Telltale series. I've explained before why I haven't been able to, and again, a lot of it is the motion sickness. But like I said, certain characters might make it worth it. Make it worth the horrible nausea of playing a first-person shooter game. I definitely think that Fiona will be in BL3 as a Vault Hunter. That's true. Advice regarding the safari: if you see a ticked-off animal, steer clear, observe from afar. Yes. Always try to cheer up annoyed animals, preferably by tickling their stomachs by force. No offense, but tickling does sound like a kind of a bad idea. Handsome Jack will want the world to burn, but the bad ideas are meant to be executed. Makes a shirtless Vaughn mod now. That's great. Somebody probably did it. Went back to the Borderlands 1 and 2 and modded it so that one of the characters looks like shirtless Vaughn. I'm sure someone's done it. Knowing Borderlands, there would be some Easter egg with shirtless Vaughn. One could dream. He is the computer equals the end of the Borderlands world. No. The San Diego Wild Animal Park isn't that bad, but I'm still against some of the cages. They let the birds fly free a lot, and they let the animals like lions, gazelles, have this multi-acre area, but I'd still prefer their natural area. That's true. That's very true. Shirtless Vaughn would be an invincible enemy you have to fight if you pirated the game. Oh, I don't want to fight Shirtless Vaughn, though. But Borderlands 2 would probably be a FPS, so you would not see the Vaughn. I like how you said that. The Vaughn shirtless. If 2 game development companies could collaborate on a game, which ones would they be? If 2 game development companies could collaborate on a game, BioWare and Telltale, like, you saw that coming. BioWare and Telltale games combining forces to make a game would be amazing, especially if they do a Dragon Age dating sim. Telltale and BioWare. Dragon Age or Mass Effect dating sim game would be amazing. You know, because you could take the it would be like taking the whatever dating sims like Hatoful Boyfriend or Coming Out on Top, but Telltale style, Telltale BioWare style. So many players would throw money at that instantly. I guarantee you there is an audience for that. There would be a lot of fans that would instantly be like, take all my money now if they did that. Angel asks, are you interested in point-and-click puzzle games? Yes, I am. Hence, you know, why I'm doing more of the old-school Telltale games like Back to the Future. Back to the Future is more of a classic point-and-click game. Tales from the Borderlands isn't as popular as the other Telltale games. I don't know why, though, because it's really good. I don't know why either, but yes. Probably because not everybody has played Borderlands. I think there is a larger audience who has watched Game of Thrones. I feel like more people watch Game of Thrones versus people who played Borderlands, so that might be why. I'm not sure about how many people watch The Walking Dead versus, or read The Walking Dead comics versus played Borderlands. I don't know. I have a feeling that there is a huge following of Minecraft, so there probably will be I'm thinking the Minecraft game will probably be very popular for people. Shirtless Vaughn would be the ultimate secret boss, but instead of killing him, we earn his companionship. Oh, yay! As long as we can brony him, as long as we can brony him, that would be amazing. Angel Arts, what do you think happened to Fiona's sister? What do I think will happen to Fiona's sister? I hope that she will be okay. I mean, hopefully. Telltale and BioWare much in heaven. Hashtag Telltale and BioWare. I don't think BioWare would be likely to relinquish their IPs to the other writers, and EA wouldn't let the writers work on their projects, knowing them. But yeah, it's a good point, Jovian, but it's just a fantasy. If one can dream, it's just a fantasy. His co-op partner can play as Shirtless Vaughn. That's true. That's true. Because, you know, if I were to play Shirtless Vaughn, you only get to really see his back, which isn't as exciting. So, yeah. Maybe my co-op partner would play Shirtless Vaughn. I would appreciate a dating sim of any kind from Telltale, perhaps. That would be amazing. I would like an X-Men game that was like Bully mixed with Mass Effect. That's an interesting combination. I think that could work. Avalanche and Volition make a game mix between Just Cause and Red Faction Guerrilla, not Armageddon. Have you played any of those Android dress-up games? I think you'd like them. If I can play the Android dress-up games on my PC, I could probably do that would be a really fun mini LP of a dress-up game. I would get a kick out of that, and it would just be ridiculous nonsense. But I probably would have fun with it for hours. If you have a suggestion or recommendation that I can play off of my PC, let me know. TFTB isn't as popular? That's a shame, since in my opinion it's the best of their last 4 series. I agree. Borderlands is fantastic. I don't get me wrong, I love the Game of Thrones series too, but Borderlands has both sentimental moments, it has the feels, and it has the humor, and it has the amazing characters. I love all of these characters, including the characters that you hate, that you love to hate. So I do kind of put Borderlands above Game of Thrones, the Telltale game, personally, because of that. But both of them are such strong titles. Such strong. Oh, believe me, there's an audience for everything, man. I read The Walking Dead comics, graphic novels. I read them too. I really, hashtag one can dream. I really think Tales from the Borderlands is the best of Telltale, for me at least. I think that. Honestly, I feel like they are very... It's hard for me to choose this series over Season 1 of Walking Dead, because Season 1 just has a very special place in my heart, because it was my very first major Telltale game title. But I guess Objectively, I kind of can see why Tales of the Borderlands might be better than it's hard because I love the Walking Dead series too. Choosing between Walking Dead season 1 and Telltale's Borderlands is like choosing between my children. I can't. That's really hard for me to do, to choose between the two. I love Sasha. If Telltale's killed her off, it'll be heartbreaking. I don't want, but I wouldn't put it past Telltale to give me a Vaughn versus Sasha. A Vaughn versus Sasha choice would be devastating. And because I just said that, Telltale producers are watching this right now, and they're just, wait, stop the presses. We need to add a, pick between Sasha and shirtless Vaughn. Yes, he has to be shirtless at the time. Vaughn has to be shirtless at the time when you make the choice between Vaughn and Sasha. That would be devastating. Oh, jeez. Shirtless Vaughn will break a hole through the space-time continuum with his abs. Angel Arts, do you think... That's awesome, Lucky Star. Angel Arts, do you think Telltale would do a more emotional series like Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, or go back to their puzzle games? I think they should keep doing emotional series, because they are so... That is their strong point. That I think that they should continue to evolve with that, because they just do it so well. Keep doing what you're good at doing and evolve it. Ultimate abs of space-time continuum breaking. I want it bad. Why not both? It seems like Telltale feels really comfortable with this game, like they're at home with the Tales from the Borderlands. One thing that I love about Telltale is they do a pretty good job, very good job, knowing what universe works for them. There's a couple things why I think Telltale is very successful. Besides the obvious, they have great writers and they have great voice actors and they have great programmers, is that A, they know what material works for them and that they could do well with. And B, so many of the developers of the actual franchises themselves that they do games for are fans. Like, a lot of the developers are fans of Borderlands, are fans of Game of Thrones, are fans of Fables, are fans of The Walking Dead, are fans of Minecraft. The developers themselves are fans, and so because they have that perspective, they know what the fans appreciate of these games, they know what the fans want, and that is how they are able to deliver a game that the fans do appreciate, because they themselves are fans. That is what really makes Telltale so good at what they do. It's one of their biggest secrets of their secret sauce is what helps them elevate these games to be as amazing as they are, as very well received and consumed by the consumer as they are. Did Hark watch the scene where Reese is talking with Vaughn in the car? He didn't come back, unfortunately. Season 1 of the TWD holds a special place in my heart, Angel Arts. Thank you. We're gonna be heart buddies forever then. Wait, but didn't Sasha betray you, or was she just captured? I don't think she betrayed us. I thought she was just captured. I thought she was just captured. I don't think she... Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was just captured. That was how I understood it, how I interpreted it. Oh, I get a feeling of a Vaughn versus Sasha choice in the next episode. Don't know why. No, don't do it, Telltale. I know that you would not. I know that you would definitely do it, but don't do it, please. Don't do it. I'm not entirely sure who I'd save in a hypothetical Vaughn versus Sasha situation. I'd probably be biased towards the character I happen to be playing at the time. Yeah, that's the point, is because I feel like if it's Reese, he's gonna be partial towards saving Vaughn. If it's, well, no, because it's Sasha. That's the thing. If it's Reese, maybe he probably is leaning more towards Sasha because he loves Vaughn, but he can't let Sasha die either. Ah, that would be tough. Reese would be more 50-50. Fiona, I think, leans more towards Sasha because that's her sister. That's her sister. So if it was Fiona, I feel like she would choose Sasha over Vaughn, and that's why I really would not want. As horrible as it sounds, like I just don't want the choice at all. Okay, I don't want the choice at all. That would just be awful, terrible, horrible, rip the heart right out of my body right now, why don't you? If Telltale is going to end up doing that after seeing this video. Telltale has some really good plot/storytelling that is really addictive. I agree. I'm not really sure who I'd save in a hypothetical. Yeah. The Pedigree is the more lighthearted stuff. Borderlands is a breath of fresh air after how serious The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, and The Game of Thrones have been. Not that those aren't great. Yeah, that is a great way to put it. Borderlands brings Telltale back to its comedic roots, and it is a very refreshing break from the more serious games. And I feel like I have a feeling that the Minecraft series is going to be a similar break too, because Minecraft is just fun. It's just fun. Actually, it feels like Telltale hates their characters. Cough, Cabin Group. Oh, yes, we're not going to talk about that right now. Luke! I think that's why they had you connect with Sasha. It's kind of like GOTG after all, the darker superhero movies. Angel Ars, what do you think about The Walking Dead Series 1 was more focused on zombies as the bad guy, with the Series 2 it was more focused as humans as the main bad guys? I'm assuming you're talking about the Telltale games, not the TV show. I think that it makes sense. I mean, after a while, it makes sense for, really, like, the whole point that the Walking Dead series tries to drive in is that humans, at the end of the day, humans really are more dangerous than the zombies. Because the zombies are predictable. They are dangerous. Both are dangerous, but zombies are more predictable than humans. Because with humans, you can never tell who you can really trust. You really can't. And the motivation, I mean, the walkers have one motivation. It's to eat. They are hungry and they want to eat your face off like a face pizza. Whereas humans, you can never really tell what their motive is. Of course, most humans in that situation want to survive, and if they do want to survive, at what cost and how far are they willing to survive? And that just gets really dangerous. And so it makes sense that as time goes on in an apocalypse, in a real-life zombie apocalypse, at some point, you're gonna know how to survive from walkers. You're gonna get the walkers, you're gonna understand how the walkers operate. You can do that relatively quickly compared to knowing how one stranger human with the right mind still, or maybe not so right mind, you have a harder time predicting what they're actually going to do and what their motivations are. So that makes sense. If you want to watch the talk with Vaughn, then I leave the link. I think I've already reacted to that. If only all galactic conflicts could be solved with a dance-off. I feel as though the entire point of the Walking Dead franchise is to focus on humanity. The walkers are often treated as a mere worldwide natural disaster. Exactly. That is a good way of putting it. King Jacob 159. Humphrey, I actually didn't like the season 2 as much, but not for that reason. I liked season 1 was showing what happened after the humans had failed, whilst season 2 showed it as the normal people have been fine with just a simple building, nevertheless, the governments. What is joke complete? Okay, I'm reacting to a joke complete EXE.
Any ideas?
Destroy all humans.
What?
Did you just say?
Joke.exe complete.
So I guess that's what happens if you betray a loaderbot. I think that was a betray a loaderbot moment. Thank you for that. Angel Arts, I know you both love Lee and Clem in The Walking Dead, but I was just wondering, who did you like controlling more as a playable character? Ooh, that's hard. I think I'm partial towards controlling Lee. The reason why I'm more partial towards controlling Lee is because I miss Clem's innocence. I miss little girl, innocent Clem, who didn't have to be hardened, who didn't have to... I enjoyed taking care of Clementine as Lee, versus having to watch Clementine forcibly go down the dark path, getting her hands dirty, and having to watch her not deteriorate, watching her hardened as much as it's necessary. It's necessary for her to be hardened, and I understood that going in. But that didn't mean that watching your little girl, it's sort of like if you had a daughter of your own, and you know that your daughter has to grow up someday, and you know that sometimes life throws horrible things at her, and you just don't, you know that's important, but you don't necessarily enjoy watching her grow up or watch her go through the dark, scary paths. So it was more enjoyable for me controlling Lee because Clementine was still innocent and you could still take care of her as a little girl versus watching Clementine. As awesome as it is to watch Clementine grow up, it was not, I wouldn't call it enjoyable. But it was still great controlling her, and that was still a lot of fun. That, and if, you know, by controlling Clementine, it would be weird if, you know, I was making too many ogling eyes towards Luke because doing that while I'm controlling this little girl is kind of awkward, very awkward. Whereas with Lee, you know, I could ogle over Doug and Omid all I wanted as Lee, because it didn't feel nearly as awkward. I feel like Season 2 suffered from the fact that you play as a child. I don't think it's... I personally don't agree that it suffered from playing as a child. I think it's really interesting. Playing as Clementine, it made it a lot more challenging because I think it's harder for me... It was harder for me to role play as a little girl versus as a grown man like Lee. But I wouldn't go as far as saying suffered. As a child, trying to find interesting things for you to do that were put into situations where the adults would make the child, yeah, that's true. Having the adults, that is, I will agree that part suffered a bit. It made it less sense for them to always tell the young child to do all the dangerous things all the time when an adult could do it as well. Where the adults would make the child do things and I kind of messed up slightly illogical. It was kind of messed up and slightly illogical in my opinion. I do agree with that. That aspect I do agree with your star. I still really liked the Season 2 though. I also like Season 1 better, but I didn't hate Season 2. I agree. I did like playing as Clementine more though. I understand that. I know this sounds bad, but I'd rather see a character's innocence break apart than just have their innocence slowly fade. I can understand that too. I love Lee. I agree, King Jacob, I love Lee. I do stand by the fact that I think Season 2, Episode 1 was incredible, though. I did enjoy that, too. Although I didn't like the first 5-10 minutes of it. The first 10 minutes of Season 2, Episode 1 was horrible. Do not want. Horrible. With the redemption arc that he goes for, but with Clem, I was really enjoyed his sassy Clem remarks. Snarky Clem and her silent, snarky ways. I liked controlling Clem more as a single character, but I missed the dynamic she had with Lee. Yeah, that was true too. I missed that dynamic. She had an interesting dynamic with... Clementine, of course, had an interesting brother-sister dynamic with Luke, but it was still not as awesome and cool as the father-daughter dynamic between her and Lee. I do agree with that. I like controlling Clem more as single Lee. The emotional foundation wasn't there, and that's true. Was not there in The Walking Dead Season 2, so it was harder to care for her when her fellow survivors came and went in as a revolving door. I definitely agree with that completely. I voiced that as well during our Let's Talk series of The Walking Dead as well. I got into more detail of that. By the way, what are you going to do with the wall? So, okay, the wall... Yes, this is a completely new room. As you can see, the wall is barren because it's a completely different wall. I am going to start adding more characters up there. I just hadn't had a chance to. Starting with more females. I want to add more ladies. We need more. There was a little too much testosterone. My last wall was admittedly way too much of a sausage fest, and I don't want it to be too much of a sausage fest. I figured now that I'm married, I probably should try to give more equal opportunity to my wall now that I'm married. So Yes, trying to put more ladies like Sasha and Fiona, of course, are going to be up there. Like Ellie, of course, is going to be up there. Like Clementine, of course, is going to be up there. Lots of great female characters, but of course, there's going to be fine gentlemen as well. So I will be putting more people up there. Sassy Clem is the best Clementine. Yeah, the adults were incompetent as F in season 2. Hashtag for me. Hashtag Sassy Clementine, or as I like to call it, Snarky Clementine for life. Okay, guys. I think this is a good place to stop now that I have caught up. Thank you for all of your questions. Fiona does deserve to be on the wall, and Scooter. Scooter. Yes, actually, Scooter's probably going to be the first person. Scooter deserves to be up on that wall. He will probably be the first person up on that wall, is Scooter. Catch a ride. The wall demands more equal opportunity. Yes, the wall demands it. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me in this live stream. I wanted to say goodbye. Wow, I wanted to say goodbye to everybody who stuck it with me to the very end. Thank you, 1RP Gamer, Amorex71, Flighty Boat, Fefty Dulls, Hijack Rules, Herp Fry, I Fall Into Fantasy, Jovian09, King J Bub 159, Mist Nuts, Palax, Persephone, Chiara, Ray BT, Sarge Reg versus Blue 5889, Shorty NCA, Sherlazlo the Great, the Museum Minion, Vince Rules, and Wonkier Star. Thank you guys for hanging out with me till the very end. I appreciate it a lot. Hopefully it's not too late for some of you. And I can't wait to hang out with you guys again in episode 5, the finale of Tales from the Borderlands. Oh my gosh. One can wonder if they will set things up at the end of episode 5 for a Telltale Tales from the Borderlands sequel. Who knows? Who knows? But we shall see. Anyway, you guys, I am going off to have dinner with my friend and probably taking off this hat. But in the meantime, guys, love yourselves and love each other. See you guys. Bye.